Share my screen. Okay, so I got a suggestion from one of the interns saying that I should be taking one session on Indeed also. That I'll actually continue because she was facing some issue with the job postings on her account. I think got blocked on LinkedIn. So I'll take that session in the next because for that we will need our corporate ID. Now to understand what the corporate ID is, nothing but when you are working with a company, say for example you are working with Swago, you need to have your name, I mean like an email address that is suhas@swago.in. Right? Our domain is currently actually in migration, as I told you earlier. So we are actually migrating to Akansha. I'm audible to everyone. Uh,
Yes, sir.
okay. Okay, so whenever you get a company's ID, so if you're working with Google, they will give you a google.com, that kind of domain. If you're working with Teradata, they will give you teradata.com. So similarly, you will get a corporate ID. So that is a corporate ID that you will need, and you need to sign up with this because Indeed is a little more strict than LinkedIn when you actually do the job posting, because they want only the companies to use that rather than an individual person. So LinkedIn is more for individual person also. So that is the reason we need to get the domain first, and once the domain is done, we can actually go ahead and learn about Indeed. So that will be the next step. Okay. Today's session, as we discussed, we are talking regarding resume building and what are the tips and tricks. So I'll just take the same example which we took yesterday. Uh, Okay, so this is a format which is being used by many companies. Now, why are they using this? Is small example. Can everyone mute? Okay, so if you just see, laptop is really stored up. Do I have a talk? I think I deleted it. But... Okay, so tip number one: never, always send your resume in a Word format. If you are sending it to someone, you should you should always send your resume in a PDF format. Okay, so that it is it is always recommended, because there could be some companies who are using um, Linux system, and they may not have a Microsoft Word kind of thing, or there are companies who are using G Suite, which has all the Word, Google Doc, Google Sheet, and everything. So and they could not be compatible. So always, and PDF is something which is always compatible with all the things. Okay, so just a second, guys. Get slow. Okay, so first things first, you need to understand what are the different parts of your resume that can be there. We will need a word copy for that. Okay, now first thing what you need to understand here is the page layout. Okay. So page layout and margin, I have created a custom margin, or you can actually use the narrowest margin. Now, why we are doing this is, just imagine there are, say for an example, there are companies like, maybe name a big company, maybe like Reliance, right? Could be bigger company like Amazon. So what happens is there are tens and thousands of people who are applying for a job. Now those are getting shortlisted, those are getting printed, and the use of paper. Now they have a bigger responsibility, because if you are using this, just imagine this much paper is actually getting wasted, correct? And because of the borders, you will get it in another page altogether, correct? Now imagine this is for a single resume, and if it actually goes for thousands of resume, what will happen is you will actually end up spending more capital on something like, uh, like more paper, more ink, more printing, more. Yes, yes, you are raising your hand. Can you please unmute yourself and ask? So, of course, first things first, you should always use a standard A4 size. A4 size is mostly used in most of the paper, most of the printers, correct? So that is why you should be using A4 size, and the margin should be the narrowest. Try to use as narrow as possible. So that will actually help you a lot. See, it is not always recommended. If you don't have any content, you can of course go ahead and create your own content. So what I did was, we have split the resume into multiple parts. First part is the header. Okay. Header mein you have your name. Of course, always use your full legal name. Okay. What is, yes, Nida? Can you please unmute yourself and talk?
Sorry, sir. I just joined this meeting. Can you tell us what this meeting is about? I'm not getting it actually.
Okay, it is about, we are actually trying to understand how to create a good resume, not only for you but also for the candidate whom you will be submitting. There are companies who will be asking, as a recruiter, you need to edit. Yeah, no, what do you say? You have to recreate the resume, because a resume, there are one thing that is called the printing problem, right? And second is
Yeah.
the ATS problem. What is ATS? ATS in application tracking system. Okay. So I'll come to that. We are just understanding how the resume is created, and then I'll explain that to you. Okay. And anyone, if you have any question, please don't feel like, we are not in a school, so that you can raise your hand. You just unmute yourself and ask the question. I'll be happy to answer that. Okay. Sure. So, what is full legal name? Full legal name is something that is in your PAN card, maybe in your Aadhaar card, maybe in your driving license, any legal document. Because it could be like, I have, so if I just ask about myself, so my dad's name is, and then my last name is this. Okay. But my legal name, according to PAN card and everything, is this. So I always use this, because when I actually give them the document, it will have the exact name that we have. Okay. So similarly, you have to use your legal name whenever you are actually using uh, in the resume. Okay. Then we have your current location. Then you have your email address. Then you have your phone number. Okay, don't try to add multiple phone numbers. Use only one primary number, that will actually be more professional. Don't give one WhatsApp number, one this number, one that number. Don't do that. Just use one number, which is your primary number, and that's it. Don't I have seen, I mean, it is pathetic. I mean, as a fresher, I don't remember I ever did that, but there are people who will be giving their papa's number with, so there was this guy I actually hired a few days back, and he actually gave his father's number in his resume and also his number. So I called his number, he did not pick up. I thought there is an alternate number, so I called that, and he said that I'm his father talking, and what I'll do is I'll actually go home and wake him up, and then I'll ask him to call you. That is not professional, right? So don't do that. Use your phone. You are an individual, you are going to do the job. So always use your own single number. Okay, that is one. You can also add your LinkedIn profile. Okay. Okay. In LinkedIn profile, I'll always try to tell you this, and thank God I today remember. So if I just go to, okay, so you see here when you go to your profile in the right side, you will see edit public profile and URL. Okay, most of you may have an ID something after this. Okay, so see this one, right? Can you see this? So right now my visibility, see, you can click on edit and then you can actually add your name. So I can actually put my complete name with a hyphen in that. That is that is how it is. Or maybe I can add my company's name. It completely depends how I want to have it. Okay, so always use this, because if you will have those default ID coming up here, it will actually doesn't look good. It is optional, but you can keep it. Okay, so LinkedIn profile goes here. Now the next part is your short summary. Okay, so short summary, as I told you earlier also, it should be a third perspective and passive voice, wherein you are actually the next person should read and understand about you. So I won't be writing I am, I'll be writing I am nahi likhne hai. You should be writing Suhas has how much 19 years of experience, right? That way I'll actually start my profile. And similarly I did that, and I added all the keywords that were important, and I wrote it like 4 or 5 lines. Your summary will actually be, should be in a passive voice, indirect speech. Okay, then you should be having a short summary, must not be more than 6 to 7 sentences. Okay, and try to keep it simple sentence. Don't and लगा के उसको complex sentence मत बनाओ. Just keep it very very simple. So those are, it is very important that your grammar is very nicely properly prepared. There is a tool called Grammarly. Where the hell is this? There's a tool called Grammarly. Okay, there are multiple tools, but I prefer Grammarly. What is Grammarly is? So Grammarly has a Chrome extension. It has a direct software, or even you can use it online also. You just need to sign up with your personal email address, and what will happen is it will actually give you all the incorrect grammar and everything. Oh, is it? Wonderful. So Grammarly is one another tool that you can actually try yourself. Okay, the next thing what I did was, if you have any portfolio, if you are a technical person, if you have any portfolio, like you may have your website, you know, portfolio. So this is for designers, developers, whosoever there are. I have added that. Okay. Now we are coming to, it is optional again. We'll just take to the next level, that is education. Education, whatsoever you call it. Okay. Now in education, you should be always start with the latest degree or examination or course or anything latest first. Okay. Then you should be adding the year of your passing. Don't write how many grades you have and everything, because while getting into the background verification, they will actually see all your documents and everything, so that time you need to declare that. There are companies who would before hand they will be asking you to fill up a particular form, and that has more details, right? So try to keep it minimalistic, because you don't want to waste the ink of the company by printing and not helping them to reduce the environmental issues. So that is being said, education, don't write HSC, SSC and everything, because if you are if you are a graduate, it is but obvious that you have done your HSC and there and everything. Maybe you can write your schooling and everything, of course you can, but I would not suggest, because I feel that is really dumb. You write, you know, it is like bragging that, okay, I got 70% in SSC, and then I got 80% in HSC and blah 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 blah. 12th grade, and after that I did graduation. Okay, so it is like simple. If I'm a graduate, I'll just put graduate. If I'm a MTech, I'll put a degree and just and everything. That's it. If I have any certifications, these are okay. So there are a few things about certification. So education is this. Then you have certification, anything that will help your educational or technical qualifications to cover according to the job role, you can actually use that. Now the next thing is, if you have any membership, it's okay. If you don't have, it's optional. The next is skill set. Okay, use your skill set. Skills. Okay, so if you are not specialized into any particular skills, use your generic skills like presentation skills, communication skills, teamwork, blah blah blah. You can use those words. Okay, don't use too many. Just use few of them. If you are really fresher, I mean, if you are not working. So and that is the biggest part of why you should be you have joined Swago, because I wanted to create that you develop your skills by interacting with people, taking care of, like, I just saw some message regarding Hari recently. um, no I think Shalini or Varshika actually made him uh, the associate, right? So that is actually going to help you to grow your skills, right? So now Hari can actually add, he is into coordination of people. He knows how to take care of the cross company communication. He will be creating reports. He will be reporting to the seniors and everything. So he can actually write all those things. Those are basic skills that you can learn here too, right? So in now you can actually write, like, you understand recruitment, you can do resume formatting, you can excellent communication skills. Those are the things that you can add. Okay, now when you are adding, say for an example, if you are creating your own resume, you will be adding your Swago. Then you will be starting your and you will be here an HR intern. So and then you will be writing this. Now what are these? These are nothing but simple points where you can actually go here Google and try to find HR internship roles and responsibilities. Okay, so you can write it on your own, but if you are lazy like me, you can just go to many companies. They have created their own job description template, and use that template to create your own pointers. So, like, we'll just go on this workable thing. Okay, updating our internal database with new employment information and contact. Of course, we used to have Odoo. We'll be starting it again after a few days. So you are using Odoo, you are actually, okay, so simple. If I'm actually thinking about Abhishek's resume now, so Abhishek can write that posting the end client's requirement over job portals, and then that will be first. Second will be screening resumes and application forms, of course. Uh, Cross communication between the team for review process of the of the candidates, post, update, remove jobs, ads, and job boards, career pages, and social network. So this is something that you are already doing, right? So you can actually use those. Don't, if you are stuck by you don't know what to write in your resume, you can just use those, create that, and you can actually, okay, have experience in MS Office. Of course, you have experience in MS Office. Once you will be, you have organization skills. This can actually go in your skills. So requirement and skills. So you can actually see this and create your resume according to that, and then try to put it only one pager, because I really, it really doesn't matter how much you don't have to create a very detailed one until you are like maybe 10 plus years of experience or something. In that case, it actually goes for 2 or 3 pages, and not more than two pages maybe, because that is what you do. And this is a very very basic format. If you want, you can also create boxes, lines to separate it. You can use two colors, like you can actually use, say for example, if I actually create a table here, so, okay, and I put the summary inside this. If you want a little fancy, you can actually use this trick that I'm actually telling you. Okay, go here, and then shading and border, we'll just put this. Okay, this looks a little, I mean, if you want to highlight something really really important in your resume, you can actually use this kind of trick. You can use these boxes, this will also help it. And this is how you basically should be creating. This is the current trend which is going on. Don't do much fancy, don't do photos and everything until you are into that industry. If you are in the advertisement industry, it will be very very different thing. In advertisement industry, if you want, you can actually go to Canva. Canva is a wonderful tool wherein you can create very very nice resumes which are more visual oriented, because you need to make them understand that you are a creative person. So that is in advertisement, or maybe in designing, or some other companies. Like we'll just go to resume maker. So you will have multiple templates. You can use one of them. It will, they have a resume builder. And from here you can directly download a PDF. So and as it is, this is online, you, if you just have your, okay, see, these are the templates, right? So you can use any one of them wherein you feel okay, this is something nice. So basically she has her photo, exactly what I'm telling you, graphic design. So as she is a graphic designer, she'll be using much more graphical things inside her resume. But if you are into some job like maybe technical HR, where your content is much more important, in that case don't use this. Now the last thing what I wanted to make sure that you understand is, okay, there is a drawback if you create a a resume with graphics. There is something called ATS, application tracking system. Okay, so what our application tracking system is, they have many applications like Workable. There is I don't remember the names. There is Job Diva. There is Workday. Okay, just a second. List of application tracking system. Exactly. So they have greenhouse, there are TBO, there are job white. What are these? These are application tracking system um, which will actually manage the entire recruitment cycle. So there is a Zoho recruiter. So we can actually have one session for this also, maybe later in after a few days. So what generally you do is this resume is actually uploaded on this application tracking system. So many companies, what will they do is they will actually, if you are even going on Indeed, if you are even going on LinkedIn, they will actually give you a link of their personal website, and from there you need to apply it. Okay, like many companies do that. Why do they do that? Because that will actually take your data directly to their internal system, rather than I go to LinkedIn, then take the resume, then someone will send me the resume, then I'll actually, after that, I'll screen the resume, and then, so rather than that, they will just keep the data on with themselves, and they will create this application tracking system. They may have their own internal, or they can actually buy something. This actually helps them for hiring software talent, blah, blah, blah. Now, what will happen is a plain text will be very easily readed by this applications. They will understand, okay, these are the skills. They will understand that these are the certificates. They will understand this is the education, right? So you have differentiated your experience with your education, with your summary, with your title and everything. Now, this application tracking system will actually just pick the data and put it in their system. This will actually help a lot time for them, and this will give you a very easily they will understand by reading your profile, okay, what exactly is going on, rather than putting fancy colors and images and everything. It is not going to help. So that is why you should be using a very plain kind of formatted resume. It really doesn't matter if you don't have content now, but try to do few things like try to attend more seminars. There are multiple workshops, not only with Swaggo, maybe it's with some other company. Uh, Try to understand those, try to volunteer someone. You can actually do that until you actually get a good job and everything, so that your resume is quite wonderfully made and you'll get hired. Even I'll tell you, people who have worked with Swaggo, they are currently working with very good companies like IBM. There was one who is currently working as an HR in IBM. There was few guys who are working in Mohali. I don't know. So if you just go and see what are the ex-employees of ex-interns of Swaggo are doing right now, you can definitely try that. So that was for today. If you do have any questions, please feel free to ask me.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, sir. I'm Shubhamita. I joined as a HR intern here. I'm a
Okay.
BBA student. My question is, what's our work here? That's I understand everything here, what you are showing on the screen. But my question is, what are our work as a HR intern?
Okay, you have gone through the induction meeting so far.
Yeah. Yes. I in no. I don't have
Okay, so
any
so what is the
meeting.
general process is, you whenever you join, there will be an
Yeah.
induction program that will be taken care by your coordinators. They will be giving you the brief and understanding of how this internship actually happens. And what I do is I actually give a free trainings, and the task has been given after this, and your coordinators and assistant will be actually helping you out with that, and they will be the best person to answer this question.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Uh, Anyone else has any questions? Because I have some questions. Okay, so how many of you have posted the job today? Hello.
Guys, come on, respond at least.
Yes, no,
So
maybe.
not until
Sorry.
Sir, I just
so
joined the
not
group
posted yet.
today. Not posted yet, sir.
Okay,
So we will
so
be
have
posting it
you?
after the training session.
Okay, not mine was removed. Okay, I mean, which job did you post? Try to post, I mean.
As a HR intern at Swago.
Okay. Okay. Have you not received anything from Varshika regarding some different requirement, US IT requirements?
Yes, sir. Yesterday in a meeting, they have informed us for US IT recruitment, and we will just be going to scan that all resume and send it to the given Gmail.
Okay, I think you have must not received so far. No worries. Sure. So please talk to your coordinators. Ask them to get you the US requirements. There are, I think, 27 of such requirements which I have given this morning.
Hello, sir.
Sorry.
This is Akansha. I am also doing this first time. I really don't know what is going on.
Okay.
What type of job? I don't know how to work on this.
Okay, no worries. So what you can do is, Akansha, you can actually talk to your teammates, maybe some coordinators. There are few videos which we have recorded for the prior sessions. You can actually have yeah. So you can actually have a look at them. I'll send you. Which batch are you in?
Batch number 5.
Batch number 5. Okay, I'll send those videos, or you can actually ask.
Sir, this is new batch.
Okay, cool. Okay, no worries. So what I'll do is the best way would be I'll actually ask the coordinator of batch 5 to give you the induction, and don't worry, you don't have to. You can always go back to our videos. We always do recording and put them on YouTube so that you can actually go and visit it again. We don't want you to subscribe, like, or something. Just don't do that. It is for educational purposes, for your understanding. Just try to use that content, and if you have any questions, we all are there to help you out. So don't worry if you are this is your first session. This question is not for you. For rest of you who are not new to the batch, please make sure that you ask your coordinator for a US role and try to post it today itself. If you are facing any issue, ping me directly on WhatsApp, direct message. I'll be really glad to answer you that. Just you just need to start with, hi sir, uh, this is Devendra from batch number XYZ. So that will help me to understand what exactly I'm talking about. Okay. Having said that, if you have any other question, please feel free to coordinate with us. And thank you so much for your time and have a great day. I hope you enjoy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, buddy. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.